Hey, we are very happy to warmly welcome you to the presentation about the Biomechanist project, which is your network and your website for biomechanics. My name is Jonas Ebbeke.
And I'm Lasse Hansen, and we're a part of a group of 5 graduates from the Master of Science, Human Technologies in Sports and Medicine. Today, we are PhD students here at the German Sports University in Cologne.
Now, we want to introduce you to our idea of the Biomechanist and our website. But let's start talking about biomechanics and our enthusiasm first. Biomechanics is one of the disciplines that studies fundamentals of human life. Here the structure, function and movement of biological structures are studied from the perspective of mechanics at all levels. Our research ranges from the internal function of single cells to the mechanical properties of tissues such as muscles, tendons, cartilage, bones, and ranges to the movement of limbs and whole organisms. We combine the knowledge of physics, of mathematics, of chemistry, of biology, of anatomy, physiology, and neuroscience. Our research provides the basis for bioengineers, for sports and medical technicians, for doctors, for physiotherapists, and also for coaches, for example. All of these fields and expertise is combined within biomechanics. If sports and the health sector were like a computer program, we would be a crucial part of the back end. Nothing would really work without us. We have achieved a lot in the past decades. We have provided important information about movement patterns, about joint forces, about injury prevention, and also about treatments. And yet there is still a lot of work to be done. For this, we need ever more in-depth knowledge from the individual disciplines that are united within biomechanics. And we also need a functioning communication network in which scientists can exchange information and get answers to problems that have been solved before. Further, if we want to let this discipline keep on growing and establishing its place in tomorrow's society, we need a skilled next generation. We need bright minds who can think outside of the box and combine existing knowledge and apply it to new areas. But the crucial problem, or the crucial part with biomechanics is, as the back end of the sports and health sector, no one from outside of the field really knows who we are and what we are doing.
During our masters, we realized that is a problem, and so we sat down with the intention to change that. We defined 4 goals and approaches for our project, starting with creating a focal point for biomechanical problems and assistance. Secondly, providing open access information, thus lowering barriers in biomechanical education itself. With lower barriers and higher visibility, we then aimed to reach a wider target audience, and ultimately, we want to encourage a scientific, meaning a critical way of thinking in students and interested parties. To reach these goals, we then developed a 3-level strategy. First off, we have to explain fundamentals. We have to talk about maths, about physics, about physiology, and also we have to explain methods. How does motion capture, how does movement analysis work? How do force measurements work? What about EMG, scientific work itself? What about statistics? Secondly, we have to demonstrate these methods. That's why we created tutorials on how to use hardware, how to use certain software, and also we blog about how these methods are being used in the scientific practice. But thirdly, as we all know, just by watching stuff, you don't really learn that much. So you have to put your knowledge to use, which is why we try to encourage students to work as much hands-on as possible. We created a motion library where we offer biomechanical example data. These are mainly C3D files of common sportive motions, I'd say like running, jumping, sprinting, stuff that we captured mainly in the laboratory here at the Biomechanics Institute in Cologne. And this data is free to download for students to play around with, to put the stuff to use that you've learned during the demonstrations and the explanations. And I'll just give you a quick glimpse on how this looks. Here's your homepage, and this is where you find all your steps to go to. So Here you find the fundamentals that I mentioned. Here you would find the methods and to put stuff to use. Here you find the multimedia libraries and also certain guest authors, videos, links, interesting stuff that we put together here. So let's have a look at, let's say, EMG. Here we see an article and have a click here. And it gives us a great overview in about 20 minutes on the basic principles, on applications of electrodes, on what could you find out with EMG, what can you not find out using EMG, the basic principles. I'm not going to go through all this because I would ask you guys, if you're interested, have a look for yourself. And if we look at the usage and the traffic that we generate, we really see that there is a demand for this information. We see these countries here, most of them are at least light blue, I'd say, so there's minimum one person interested in biomechanics in this country. And we see that there's users around the globe. We see certain highlights, like dark blue spots here, which is mainly in Germany, UK, and USA, but also rising popularity in India, with an average of about 3,000 unique users per month. But we see an upward trend here.
Now that Lasse has shown where we are at the moment with the Biomechanist, let's talk about where we want to go in the future. When we sat down as a group talking about the goals of our project, we came to the conclusion that our main goal is to become the first point of contact for basic biomechanical knowledge. So if someone out there is Googling a biomechanical related topic, for example, how to apply EMG or how to do a video analysis, we want to become the first website that pops up. And we want to achieve that by lowering barriers and offering broad knowledge. Also, we want to grow our user base. As Lasse has just shown, we already have users around the globe. But I'm pretty sure that there are still a lot of biomechanists out there who do not know us. Also, the field of biomechanics in general seems to be not really known by high school students. And this holds true, even though biomechanics has the potential to be extremely fun and is applicable to everyday observations. And it also combines many fields of interest. Myself, for example, as a high school student, I was interested in sports, in biology, in physics, and in maths. But I wasn't aware that there is a scientific field out there which combines all of these four topics perfectly. And we want to change that. Therefore, we want to continue existing collaborations, for example, like National Biomechanics Day, which is another project led by Paul de Vite, in which biomechanical researchers around the globe organize events, especially for high school students, and spread their knowledge. The last point on our list of goals is that we want to deepen and extend connections to industry partners to expand our practice-oriented content portfolio. At the moment, we are self-funded, and partly monetizing single articles would allow us for more temporal expenditure from our side. But as I said in the beginning, the field of biomechanics is huge, and it also connects lots of different fields and their knowledge. Therefore, we cannot, and we also do not want to gather all the knowledge on our website alone, which is why we see our platform as a network. Questions should be asked and answered in the comments, for example, and user-based expertise from all areas of biomechanics should be compiled in articles from guest authors and from articles of ourselves, of course, in forum contributions and in videos. And above all, the enthusiasm for our discipline should be passed on to the visitors. This is why we want to call you to action. If you want to support us in any possible way, we are very happy to connect with you. We warmly welcome you to visit our website, biomechanist.net, and also to contact us on info@biomechanist.net.
Last but not least, we also like to thank National Biomechanics Day and Paul de Vite for supporting us along this way.
and for giving us the chance to speak at the World Congress of Biomechanics today. And also, we want to thank the Institute of Biomechanics and Orthopedics here at the German Sports University Cologne for letting us use their facilities.
And now we are very happy to answer all your questions that you have.